Hi, I'm Valerie Engelhardt, and in this video, I want to show you how I create this really loose, atmospheric, abstract landscape using just one color. The color I'm using is Rockwell Canada's Peach Fairy, and I like that it's kind of a purpley pink that when it splits, you get some like yellow tones, which I think is really pretty, and I don't use it very much. So the point of this piece is sometimes whenever I paint, I get a little choked up, like many things, like an exercise, you want to stretch first. And so this is sort of my stretching before starting a big painting. And I also just wanted to try some new things without using my big block of expensive paper. So I applied the paint using this palette knife I got for my birthday, but I haven't actually used it yet. So I'm trying that out, just applying that fresh, juicy pigment directly onto the wet surface, and then using my spritzer bottle to diffuse the paint and sort of add some atmosphere into the sky area. So the idea I have for that mid-ground, I suppose, is like a rocky landscape that you would see in rocky coastal areas, kind of like where I live. Now in the foreground, I've taken a new brush that I got because it was on a Black Friday sale and I just wanted to try it out. So I'm experimenting with this new brush as well, seeing how it handles, and I'm adding the base of what's going to be grasses in the foreground, using a bit of that leftover pigment that was on the palette knife, because I don't want to waste any pigment. I'm adding some salt because I want to see what kind of pretty salt effects I can get with this paint, and I'm kind of a sucker for fun texture effects. I'm turning the painting over on its side now and pulling out that spritzer bottle again because I want that paint to flow. You can see that the paint is starting to separate into more purpley tones and orange tones. I've pulled my palette knife back out because I am scratching the surface, hoping to get one of two or maybe even both effects of either lifting the paint to create white grass or scratching into my paper so that the paint seeps into it, creating dark grass. And in this case, it looks like I'm getting both effects, which is really great. But more than anything, I just want this painting to hopefully inspire you, encourage you to, if you only have a little bit of time, just play around, make some marks. I've grabbed some old cut up plastic card and I'm scraping away some of the paint to give it more of a rocky texture. And just play around, have fun with it. Pull out a granulating pigment like this one and see how the paint separates. That's always a lot of fun for me. But not every painting has to be some spectacular piece that you need to frame. It can just be a, oh hey, I wonder what this does. What's this do? What's this do? And in this case, I've pulled the palette knife back out, put on a little more paint because I want to add some darker values. I've pulled out my card again because it has that flat edge. I probably should have used a brush, but I've gotten stubborn at this point, wanting to see how much of this painting I can do without a paintbrush. And I'm adding a man-made structure, kind of juxtaposition of those more organic forms to a blocky building. And I've added a few antennae on top just to try and drive home that this is not a natural structure, even though it is very abstract and far away, so I'm not really going to add in any details. Now I'm using that plastic card to scrape off a little bit of that building to create a lighter side, and dropping in a little bit of water with my brush just to disperse the pigment a bit, again for more texture. And here's the finished painting. If you liked it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up so I know to make more like this. And if you want to see more videos, why don't you subscribe, because I post every Monday and Thursday. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye!